Hello friends, you are welcome to Vedanta IAS Academy. In this video lecture, we are going to study about the rock. This is the topic of geomorphology and understand it properly because UPSC asks more and more questions, at least in preliminary examinations than in mains too, right? So first of all, I would like to define here the definition of rock. What is rock? A rock is any naturally occurring. Important thing is naturally occurring solid, then point to be noted as solid material. Solid mass, aggregate of minerals. Again, important point, aggregate of minerals or mineraloid matter. This is called as rock. Another way of defining the rock, it is integrated form of minerals. It is integrated form of minerals as well as dead decomposed material. In 3D solid states. In 3D solid states, it can be either hard or soft. It can be soft or hard. Softer as lime or chalk, and harder like granite, granite or marbles. So we can understand the rocks are initially composition of composition of different type of minerals that decomposed material. It is in solid state, can be soft or hard, softer like lime or chalk, and harder as granite or marble. So this is the simpler definition of rock. On the basis of different mechanism of formation of the rock, it is of three types. Rocks are of basically three types. Three types. One is igneous rock. Second, metamorphic rock. And the third is sedimentary rock. These are three rocks, and further, these rocks having various types, many of the types, right? And these rocks form on the basis of different mechanism. If we talk about the igneous rock, if we talk about the igneous rock, this rock form basically because of deposition of hot molten material or magma either inside of earth or on the surface of earth, right? either inside of Earth or on the surface of Earth. Second is the metamorphic rock. It forms under process of intense pressure and high temperature on the molecules of any existing rock. And if we talk about the sedimentary rock, this is the rock forming through process of weathering, erosion, deposition, and denudation. And denudation. This is the only rock, means sedimentary, having presence of humus, petroleum as well as petroleum crude oil as well as natural gas or any other kind of biotic elements can be present only in the what sedimentary rock, right? Only in the sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rock having the concentration of water too. Other rocks means igneous as well as metamorphic rocks does not having capability to store water within these rocks. Water within what? These rocks, right? So now we see about certain quality of the rocks in sedimentary, igneous, and metamorphic. If we talk about igneous rock, it consists of igneous rock, which forms by deposition of hot molten material or the magma inside magma and outside of the surface or surface that is as lava. If magma inside and lava outside of the earth is deposited, then there takes place formation of igneous rock. Then there takes place formation of igneous rock. The first is as granite, then scoria, pumice, obsidian, rhyolite, rhyolite, granodiorite, etc. are the example of igneous rock. And you must realize by watching the pictures what kind of the rocks are in terms of igneous. If we talk about the pumice, this is the rock having capability. This is the rock having capability to float. This is the rock having capability to float on water because of the lower the density, because of the lower density. Secondly, we talk about the sedimentary rock. Sedimentary rocks form the process under the process of weathering, erosion, deposition, and denudation, right? And denudation. Examples of sedimentary rocks are as sandstone, right? Sandstone. The structure of Red Fort of Delhi has been created by the red sandstone. Red sandstone. Then limestone. This is the limestone shale rock. Through this rock, we produce natural gas as shale gas. Then conglomerate. It is the accumulated form of different sized material and the compaction, lithification, cementation, etc., requires for the formation of conglomerate rock. Then gypsum. These are the type of sedimentary rocks. Now we talk about the metamorphic rock, what forms under process of intense pressure and high temperature. Intense pressure and high temperature. These rocks are actually found along the margins of the plates. So if you understand the plate tectonics, you can also understand the pressure applied by one plate to another, right? One plate to another. So here, this is the example of marble. Marble is a kind of metamorphic rock. Slate forms from shale rock. Shale, then schist, ultimately slate. Quartzite, gneiss, these are the example of metamorphic rocks. These are the examples of what? Metamorphic rocks. This is also one another rock. You can visualize it properly. You can visualize it properly. This is also the rock. Uh, this is the remains of rocks under process of erosion and weathering and erosion, right? Types of rocks on the basis of mechanism of formation. On the basis of mechanism of their formation, there are basically three types of rocks. What I have mentioned earlier, three types of rocks. What I have mentioned earlier. One is igneous rock. It forms by hot molten material HMM. Second as metam sedimentary rock under process of weathering, erosion, deposition, denudation, etc. If weathered material is deposited under process of transportation, then it is called as sedimentary rock. The third as metamorphic rock. Third as metamorphic rock. Metamorphic rocks are as forms under process of intense pressure and high temperature. High temperature and intense pressure is required for formation of metamorphic rocks. The first as igneous rock. First as what? Igneous rock. This rock is an this rock is an outcome of this rock is an outcome of outcome of deposition of magma or lava and processes like weathering, sorry, not weathering, processes like cooling, solidification, etc. When the hot molten material is deposited to, when the hot molten material is deposited inside, then their form intrusive igneous rock, and when deposited on surface, they form extrusive igneous rock, extrusive igneous rock. So in such circumstances, we can say there are two types of igneous rocks. Two types of igneous rock. One is intrusive igneous rock. Two types of igneous rock. Two types of igneous rocks. One is intrusive, and the second extrusive. It's intrusive igneous rock, and second as the extrusive igneous rock. Now let's see the examples of igneous rocks. Every igneous rocks. We must see the examples of igneous rocks. It consists of intrusive as well as extrusive igneous rocks. This is the kimberlite, granite, gabbro, rhyolite, basalt, pumice, dacite, pegmatite, Zerzolite with basalt crust and obsidian. These are the igneous rocks you can see on screen, right? You can see on the screen. On the basis of size of molecules or grains of the igneous rock, here we can say silica content, increasing silica content from mafic towards felsic, as well as coarse grained. Grained coarse means large size of the molecules of the rock, and this is the fine grained rocks. So if we talk about the rhyolite, andesite, and basalt, here the element of silica going to increase, silica going to increase, as well as these rocks all consisting of what? Fine grained material. And if we talk about the granite, diorite, and gabbro, these are the large grained, large size of the molecules available in this particular rock. And from gabbro towards diorite and granite, there is taking place increasing silica content. Increasing silica content. So if UPSC asks the questions in this manner, you must also write these, arrange the content, right? On the basis of location, igneous rocks are of two types. One is intrusive igneous rock. Second is extrusive igneous, igneous rock, right? Second is extrusive igneous rocks. Intrusive igneous rocks form while there takes place cooling and solidification of hot molten material on the surface of Earth, and if hot molten material deposited inside cooling solidification takes place, forms intrusive igneous rocks. Forms what? Intrusive igneous rocks. Now we talk about the intrusive igneous rocks here, right? Intrusive igneous rocks. Intrusive or plutonic igneous rocks form when magma cools slowly below the Earth's surface. Magma cools slowly below the Earth's surface. Most intrusive rocks have large, well formed crystals. Examples include as granite, gabbro, diorite, and dunite. These are the examples of intrusive igneous rocks. Examples of intrusive igneous rocks. We can see those examples here. This is the diorite, then dunite, granite, and the gabbro. Example of intrusive igneous rock. What would be properly visible on the screen? Properly visible on the screen. In this diagram, you can see actually presence of certain shapes in terms of intrusive igneous rock. If lava is deposited, if the hot molten material is deposited inside and form this shape, then it is called as batholith. And this rising shape that is called as dike. Dike can also be in diagonal shape. This is also the dike. If shape is like this, then called as laccolith, and the shape, if shape changes, then it is called as lapolith. Called as what? Lapolith. The thicker structure called as sill, and thinner as sheet. Thinner structure as sheet. Right? So these are the structures forming inside of Earth through deposition of the hot molten material. Through deposition of the hot molten material. Now, extrusive igneous rock, we see about the extrusive igneous rocks. Extrusive igneous rocks form when there takes place deposition of the hot molten material. Extrusive igneous rocks form when magma reaches the Earth's surface, a volcano, and cools quickly, converts to a volcano and cools quickly. Most extensive volcanic rocks have small crystals. Small crystals examples include related to the extrusive igneous rocks as basalt, rhyolite, andesite, and obsidian. These are the examples of extrusive igneous rocks. Now see some pictures of these rocks as see the pictures of these rocks as one basalt look like this one. This image, this is the andesite, this is the obsidian black color, and rhyolite, some as pumice. Right? Some as what? Pumice. Now, the second type of rock is sedimentary rock, which forms under the process of erosion and deposition. Right? It forms under process of weathering, erosion, and deposition. Weathering, erosion, and deposition is responsible for formation of sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks. Example, if we talk about the examples of the sedimentary rocks that is associated to limestone, shelly limestone, chalk, limestone conglomerate, anthracite kind of coal, shale, sandstone, banded iron, etc., are the example of sedimentary rocks, are the examples of sedimentary rock. Here we can see actually the rocks of sedimentary formation, glacial conglomerates. This is what? Glacial conglomerate. Then shelly limestone. Shelly limestone. This is the chalk, anthracite and shale, sandstone, banded iron. These are the examples of sedimentary rocks, common and popular examples of sedimentary rocks. I would like to put a question related to the mains examination, and every of the students must write these this particular questions for future preparation. Thickness of sedimentary rocks increases from west to east in India, Brazil, USA, China. Why? Means these are the countries. Number one, India. From west to east, from west to east means if we talk about India, if we talk about India, from west means from the Rajasthan towards Assam, thickness of sedimentary rock going to increase. Why? Secondly, if we talk about USA, from San Francisco towards New York, thickness of sedimentary rocks increases. So if we talk about China, from Xinjiang province of China towards Beijing, or Shanghai, thickness of sedimentary rocks increases. Why? You must write it after watching the lecture of river topography. When you watch the lecture of river topography, you will become able to completely write the answer of this particular question. Right? This particular question. The next is metamorphic rock. The next is metamorphic rock. How the metamorphic rocks form? It forms due to, sorry, it forms under intense pressure and high temperature. Under intense pressure and high temperature. Suppose this is coal. If intense pressure and high temperature is applied to this particular coal rock, that is sedimentary rock, it is going to convert into graphite. Right? Again, if the pressure is exerted and temperature is applied, it is going to convert into diamond. So these are the graphite and diamonds are the sedimentary rock. If we talk about the limestone, if we talk about limestone, when intense pressure and high temperature is applied to this particular rock, sedimentary rock, there will take place formation of marble, and marble is completely changed form of limestone and called as metamorphic rock, Put a focus, give emphasis on the examples. Knees, an example of metamorphic rock. Marble, right? Marble, slate, forming from shale rock of sedimentary. Then quartzite, quartzite rock, schist rock forming from shale. Initially schist from shale, then slate. So these are the actual examples of metamorphic rocks. These are the examples of metamorphic rocks, right? The next topic of the rock, and going to complete after completion of this point as a rock cycle. Rock cycle, right? What is rock cycle? conversion of one rock into two others. That is called as a rock cycle under different processes. Under different processes. So there is magma under cooling process. Magma is going to convert into igneous rock, and under weathering and erosion, this converts into sediments. Then, under process of compaction and cementation, there form sedimentary rocks. Right? Means initially need to take the example of magma. Magma, when under cooling process, when there takes place cooling, it converts into initially igneous rock. When there is taking place weathering erosion leads to cause creation of sediments, and sediments are under process of compaction and cementation. Compaction and cementation forms sedimentary rocks. If heat and pressure is given to sedimentary rock, it converts to metamorphic. And if metamorphic is withered and eroded, if metamorphic is withered and eroded, again they are formed sediments and convert to sedimentary rock through process of and compaction and cementation. If we increase the temperature up to the 1000 degrees Celsius or 800, 500 degrees Celsius, and the rock, metamorphic rock, is going to melt. At that time, melting process results into conversion of magma, and cooling process of magma results to formation of igneous rock. Igneous rock itself under melting going to convert into magma and then form again as what? Igneous rock. So here we can see one more diagram related to this particular topic, rock cycle, igneous rock, sedimentary rock, metamorphic rock. Igneous can be converted to sedimentary rock, and sedimentary to metamorphic rock, metamorphic to igneous. Again, sedimentary rock to igneous, metamorphic to sedimentary, and igneous to metamorphic, right? Igneous to metamorphic, these processes, these actually convergence require different processes, what I have explained earlier. So here we complete this particular topic of the rock, right? Keep watching the videos and gain appropriate knowledge. Stay with me. All the best to all of you. Have a nice time. Goodbye.